This is Aussie Mac Zone. We'll cover everything Apple, including Macs, iPhones, iPads, and more. All this from an Aussie perspective. Sit back, relax, insert yourself into the zone. The Aussie Mac Zone.
Hi everybody, welcome to show 375. Unbelievable. So again, we've got no Zarn tonight because of all the challenges that's going through family-wise. We know everything's all right. And more importantly, everybody that's dealing with the storms in Australia, not just New South Wales, but Australia. We're thinking about you, hoping you're getting through all right. Yeah, just thinking about you, right? You're not just forgotten people, so please don't think that. So, story number one. There aren't a lot of stories again this week, so Apple must be preparing for something because there's hardly anything that's actual stories. So, yeah, let's see where we get up to. Now, Mac OS Malware shoots up 1,000% in 2020. Now, Culture Mac reports cyber criminals reportedly created more Mac OS malware in 2020 than from 2012 to 2019 combined. The days when Mac users could happily assume they weren't in danger from hackers are long over. But the situation remains far worse for Windows users. Researchers found 135 times as many Windows malware samples last year as ones targeting Mac OS. The developer of Mac OS malware went up over 1,000% last year, according to Atlas VPN. There were 674,273 new malware samples found in 2020, compared to 56,556 samples detected the previous year. The highest number was 92,570 in 2018. Now, contributing to this record surge in threats is the fact that new malicious software is now easier to engineer than before, said Rachel Welch, COO of Atlas VPN. Nowadays, hackers do not even need advanced programming skills, since they can purchase a ready-made malware code, tailor it to their needs with a little bit of coding, and establish a completely new threat. The assault continues in 2021. For example, researchers recently found Silver Sparrow, the first malware that targets both Intel Macs, as well as ones running the new Apple M1 processor. Of course, we do have more in our show notes that you can download each week, come down with your podcast, etc. They're also on our Aussie Mac Zone website, which I'll tell you about later on. Now, an Australian-based story, which is what we love. Deleted. Warning issued over sophisticated Oz Post scam. Yahoo Finance reports ScamWatch has issued a warning to Australians about a fake text that appears to be from Australia Post that is actually an attempt to steal users' personal and banking information. The Postal Service said it was aware of fake text messages being circulated that told recipients of a damaged parcel status report and prompted users to read and resolve by clicking a link. Now, don't forget, with your pointer, you can hover over the link and it'll tell you where it's going to. Now, the text appears all the more deceptive because it uses the recipient's name. Once clicked, the link will lead to a fraudulent interactive parcel management system which is designed to steal your personal and financial information. AusPost said on its website, the user is then confronted with Susie, a fake interactive chatbot that interacts with users to gain trust and convince them to hand over their personal and financial details. But ScamWatch warns Australians to watch out for clever phishing scams. Yeah, watch out for the latest text message scams impersonating Australia Post, it's tweeted this week. If you receive one of these messages, just delete it. Now, the Postal Service said it would never email, call or text you asking for personal information or payment. What do I do if I've received the text? Take a screenshot and forward it to Australia Post at scams@australiapost.com.au, then delete it immediately. Don't click any links, none of that. Now, and what if you think you've already been scammed and your identity's been compromised? You call ID Kerr, IDCARE, at 1-800-595-160. Scams should also be reported to the Scam Watch website. Now, for example, I got an email today, supposedly from PayPal, saying that my account had been held because of an inconsistency. Please click here and to update your details, which is my bank account details, etc. Of course. But when you hovered over the link wasn't taking you to PayPal. It was taking you to some other site. Didn't even have PayPal in the name, this particular one. So you just please be wary. Please teach your friends. Please teach your family, especially the older residents, oldies like me, right? You just click them. We just click them. Now, what about this? This is the scariest one I've got. This is the scariest news story of the week, as far as I'm concerned, of the year probably. Apple bent the rules for Russia, and other countries will take note. For example, China will make them do exactly the same thing for a start. Wide reports, Russian iPhone buyers will soon be prompted to install software developed in that country, setting a precedent that other authoritarian governments may follow. They will follow. Now, beginning in April, new iPhones and other iOS devices sold in Russia will include an extra setup step alongside questions about language preference and whether to enable Siri. Users will see a screen that prompts them to install a list of apps from Russian developers. It's not just a regional peculiarity. It's a concession Apple has made to legal pressure from Moscow, one that could have implications far beyond Russia's borders. Now, remember, Apple always says we follow the country's law. Remember that? So if it's in the law, Apple will follow it. Now, the law in question dates back to 2019, when Russia dictated that all computers, smartphones, smart TVs and so on sold there must come preloaded with a selection of state-approved apps that include browsers, messenger platforms and even antivirus services. Apple has stopped short of that. The suggested apps aren't pre-installed and users can opt not to download them, but the company's decision to bend its rules on pre-installs could inspire other repressive regimes to make similar demands or even more invasive ones. Now, this comes within the context of years and years of mounting regulatory pressure on tech companies in Russia, says Arian Shabazz, Director of Democracy and Technology at the human rights non-profit Freedom House. The country has undertaken a massive effort to reshape its internet toward mechanisms for control, censorship and mass surveillance, and the government has imposed increasingly strict regulations on domestic tech companies. They must store data on local servers, provide security agencies with decryption keys, and remove content that violates Russian law, Shabazz says. Though not all companies do all of those things, and now they're being forced to promote government-approved apps on their platforms. The pre-installed apps law came to be known as the law against Apple because it essentially dared Apple to pull out of the Russian market entirely, rather than change the rules in the company's controlled iPhone ecosystem. Instead, Apple has carved out an exception that others, including Android manufacturers, have not. Google, which develops open source Android mobile operating system, doesn't manufacture most of that platform's hardware directly, and it doesn't control which apps come pre-installed on third-party devices. Google does make the Pixel phone, but doesn't sell it in Russia. Again, more to the story in the links. No gaming tonight and no entertainment tonight. I couldn't find enough going on. I'm sorry, just couldn't find enough going on. Now, a security app's fake reviews can give us a window into App Store optimization. Vice.com reports the CEO of PEP purchased fake reviews to bolster his app's ratings on the Google Play Store and Apple's App Store. A company that makes an email app that helps users encrypt their emails paid for fake reviews in an attempt to get more people to download its products. According to leaked emails obtained by Motherboard, the CEO of PEP, a Luxembourg-based company that makes the PEP email encryption app for Android and iOS, commissioned a marketing company to write fake reviews that he himself wrote in the summer of last year. Leon Shoemaker asked the marketing company Mobieso to post 45-star reviews in English, French and German to the Google Play Store. Shoemaker included an Excel spreadsheet that contained the specific text that he wanted Mobieso to use. Super easy privacy, one fake review said. One of the best mail applications. I have never had problems and I suggest it all the time to friends, another said. Now, can we speed up today and do 12 ratings per day instead of 7 reviews per day? Please use the text below for the right countries that I forwarded already per earlier email. Shoemaker wrote in an email to Mobieso. So that's an example. So then you get lots of positive reviews, which raises you higher. Yes, interesting. Not illegal. Maybe in the views of the App Store people, they might deem it wrong, but I still don't think they can deem it illegal. So just be aware. Maybe have a look at some of the reviews before you buy an app. I know it's a hard thing to do. With so many choices too. So many choices. Apple discontinues 2 more iMac desktop configurations. Mashable reports the Apple iMac Pro is no longer available, and now it looks like the remaining iMac desktop options are more limited as well. As Apple news site MacRumors noticed Saturday morning, 2 options are no longer listed on the 21.5-inch iMac computer available from the Apple Store. Now, there's only 256 gig storage for that screen size on the Apple website. There used to be a 512 and 1 terabyte option. The larger 27-inch iMac still has a 512 gig option, which is the most storage currently available on the iMac's solid-state drives. So, yeah, it's got to be close. They've got to be close. Now, I know Tim Cook's doing a China, not a press conference thing, but some business thing. Now, I don't know whether he's there or whether he's doing it via, just doing a virtual one, but I'm not quite sure. But maybe that's what's slowing us down a little bit on what we're getting. We start to hurry up. I want my tags. Desperate for my tags. I only bought a tile one, hoping that the firmware will be updated so they will work with Find My as well soon. Now, the FCC slaps a robocaller with $225 million fine as part of broader crackdown. It's the biggest fine in the agency's history, and the new acting FCC chairwoman takes on robocalls. The Federal Communications Commission issued the largest fine in history against Texas-based telemarketers who transmitted approximately 1 billion robocalls to sell fake health insurance policies. Now, the $225 million fine is part of the first major effort by acting FCC chairwoman Jessica Rosenwissel to stamp out illegal robocalls. Any robocalls. The agency alleges in a statement that the telemarketers illegally spoofed phone numbers to sell short-term, limited-duration health insurance plans, which falsely claimed to offer health insurance plans from well-known health insurance companies such as Athena, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Cigna, and United Health Group, American companies. Now, the agency also delivered cease and desist letters to 6 voice providers that have constantly violated FCC guidelines on the use of auto-dialed and pre-recorded voice message call, the agency said. And the FCC launched a robocall response team, as well as delivering letters to the Federal Trade Commission, the Department of Justice, and the National Association of State Attorneys General to renew state-federal partnerships to combat the proliferation of illegal robocalls. So now that's happening. Hopefully the Australian government will also start doing something about it here. Yes. And I don't understand why the telecommunications department don't get involved, because it's so hard to understand that that number that's being dialed supposedly is the number, quote, that's showing up, isn't the one making the call. That has to be really easy. So, yeah, if a number 02 starts in Victoria, it can't be an 02 number. So, or if the phone with my number on it, they know where my phone is. If the call's starting from, pick on Melbourne again, if a call starts from Melbourne and they know my phone GPS-wise is in Sydney, therefore it must be a fake call, mustn't it? It's not that hard. And we have actually, as you know, we've sent emails to Telstra and Optus and Vodafone. No reply. Nothing. Not even say we got it. They just say, oh, didn't exist. You know what I mean? Now, here's our how-to for the week. Because we are running, as I said, there's very little on. But did you know you record videos and take pictures with your iPhone simultaneously? Now, iDrop News tells us, I just want to get something ready. Sorry, everybody. Put that back over there. There we go. Sorry, everybody. Now, iDrop News tells us, have you ever taken a video and wish you could snap a picture at the same time? If you are an iPhone owner, you are in luck. Your iPhone can already do it. You don't need to purchase any fancy recording software either. The camera app in iOS is already capable. So, start recording a video. Now, before you can record a video and take photos, you need to start with the video recording feature in the camera app. So you start recording the video by opening the camera app, tap on or swipe to video to select the video recording option, tap on the red button to start the recording. Check the timer to make sure it's ticking along. Now, if it's increasing, you know the iPhone is recording a video. Now, to take the photo while you're recording, very simple. And it doesn't even interrupt the video either. Now, you should see a new white coloured button appear next to the red recording button. This white button is the camera shutter button. Tapping the white button will capture a photo while the video continues to record. If you don't immediately see this camera button, you should swipe to the right on the video recording screen to see if it will appear. So you're there, blah, blah, finish doing your photos and recording. But once you're done recording and taking photos, you close the camera app, jump over to the Photos app. Both the photos and the videos should be clustered together at the same point in your photos timeline. Simple as that. I promise it's simple as that. I've done it a few times. Worked great. especially for the kids. Like, you got them, boom, there's the one good photo. You know what it's like trying to take photos of kids. Now, the show notes link each week on the show upload, this week being AussieMaxZone.com.au/AMZ375. There you'll see the last 6 weeks of show notes. You can email Michael or Zarn at AussieMaxZone.com.au. And however you're listening to us, please give us a rating. Even if it's just a couple of stars, whatever. It helps others find us. Now, thanks to our supporters, you, our listeners, the most important people there are. And as there is no over to Zarn for our infamous sign-off, is there? So I'd like to say thank you, everyone, for tuning in, putting up with us. And let's see if I can get this to close off properly. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. Hopefully Zarn will be here next week, and we'll be all there. See you then. Thank you.